Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Q&A with us, the British Fist. The video where we take your questions and we answer them with our own special insight with your co-host, me, Mr. Parkin, with the V-neck button shirt that is white in the sense of that is the England colours. And this guy sitting next to me, well, he's in green, which is a cool colour, I guess. It's none other than NJ.
Even though green is not good, because it's the only thing that John Cena wears right now. But anyway, I'm NJ. What's up?
And you raised a good point there. Subscribe above, like this video, and comment any thoughts or questions you have for us down in that comment section below.
And please make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Yeah, we still got a lot of questions to answer, but we still want you to give us some of your questions. And if you want to give us some SummerSlam related questions, we will also answer those as well. So keep bringing us in your questions. There we go. Should we go straight on to this one? John Leslie Reed starts us off in this Q&A. At Slammiversary, it was Rude versus Sting. What do you think of my idea that the main event should have been the King of the Mountain match between Rude, Storm, Anderson, Bully Ray, and Samoa Joe? A King of the Mountain match would have been good, wouldn't it? To really say happy 10 years, it would have been better than what we got. King of the Ring would have been brilliant.
Well, the fact that
King of the Mountain, sorry.
Very true. With King of the Mountain being a TNA special thing, for them to bring that back for such a special TNA pay-per-view, I think it would have been a great draw, great thing for TNA fans to look at and admire and like, and it would definitely be so great for that pay-per-view. Yeah,
I mean, the only thing I would say is I'd have Rude. I wouldn't have put Storm in there because you wanted to win the title at being Bound for Glory. You'd have Rude, Aries, Bully Ray, AJ, and someone else like AJ or anyone really, Kurt Angle or something like that. 5 top talents in it. It would have been a good idea to celebrate 10 years, though. Really good idea. Do you see Damien Sandow as a main eventer anytime soon? I know he's only just debuted, but I believe he could be a top heel easily. He does get a lot of heel heat, and I believe he is very entertaining. So for me, I don't think he'll ever be a main eventer. I think he'll be one of those like entertaining heel characters, really, but could be possibly be in the main event at some point.
Well, you used the word soon, and I don't agree with the word soon, even though the WWE are pushing with Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But I do see him as a guy that if he keeps being good as a heel on the mic, his matches become more stronger matches. I do see him as a guy that you say, right, we're going to give you a main event chance, but I don't think it'll be soon.
He shouldn't have been Money in the Bank. He shouldn't even be in Money in the Bank, really. But he will be a bigger player if WWE build the character up rightly. And put him in a fucking feud. That's what helped guys like Austin Aries out. Put him in consistent feuds. That's all I'm saying. Final question. This is a good one. How the hell can you possibly watch soccer? He told me not to take it personally. I know you don't like soccer, but I'll give an answer. He said that personally he thinks it's horrible. Well, I've been watching football, and I've grown up with football. For a majority of my life, I've always enjoyed playing football. I've always enjoyed watching football. It's not always been the most entertaining sport, but it's something that's kind of embedded into me personally and in my sort of like family culture. So for me personally, football is like not a way of life, but it is one thing that I do enjoy. And I know soccer isn't the most entertaining sport to watch, but it has its moments. It has its moments.
3 lines on the shelf.
Yeah, football's coming home, bitch. Tap out extra. What would your top 3 matches be at WrestleMania 29 and why? Well, we've come up with a little formula for this. You need a match for Taker. You need a match for The Rock. You need a match for either Sheamus or John Cena or something. So this is what we come up with. Taker and Brock Lesnar, because we think Brock Lesnar would be the most legit guy right now to go after the streak. Would you not agree?
As much as I agree with that match, at my personal point of view, like we said in the last Q&A, Brock Lesnar needs to be used to go against a younger talent, and I'm thinking putting him in with Taker is, let's say it's, like I said, Taker's last WrestleMania, or close to it, without taking the chances. Maybe Brock's a bit too heavy for that fact, but it seems to be the rumoured thing right now.
Rock versus Punk. Like I said, they're going with the whole theory, Rock putting over CM Punk possibly in a match. Whether it's for the WWE title or not, I'd love to see Rock and Punk promos and stuff. That'd be awesome.
That's the thing that I'm going to stand out for, because when it comes to building WrestleMania, having 2 great people on the mic, building that up, I think it'd be classic gold. And if they do it properly, it'll definitely be a good WrestleMania match. And
we would think of a match for Cena, but we don't really know what match to put him in. So we're going to go with a different match here. Sheamus versus Chris Jericho. We think Sheamus will probably need at some point a defining victory, because he hasn't really had one yet as the champion. He's not really faced anyone really credible, unless he faces Mark Henry or someone like that. A match against Jericho at WrestleMania could be like a possible step for maybe the Sheamus, as he is going to be the next big star, really.
This is the match I was calling out for, because with Sheamus, we've had a guy putting over other champions. The World Heavyweight's being left out. So why not have someone that's going to put over the World Heavyweight Champion? Why not have Chris Jericho, if that's his job at the moment, because he's done it to Punk, then he's probably going to do someone else between now and WrestleMania, and then WrestleMania, he should put over Sheamus.
Yeah, I mean, Sheamus is going to be the next sort of, you'd say, big Breakfast Club member. We've seen by his booking, so why not? I don't really got anything for Cena, but I don't really care.
No.
What do you think of the recent Raw and SmackDown ratings, and how would you improve them? They have been down lately. I personally feel it's because of the way the wrestling business is going right now, in the sense that it is kind of depreciating. And how would I improve the ratings? As NJ smokes an imaginary cigarette, or fag, as some people like to call them. How would I improve them? I would definitely have less filler. I think that's what's killing the ratings right now. Filler and just stuff that people don't give a shit about.
And that's the thing. The reason I was smoking is because all these injuries and suspensions are really affecting the show, because we've had loads of big names just leave the WWE for temporary basis for that reason. And I think without doing all that, if they had all them back and then started making feuds out with returns, it could get better from there.
And that is the thing right now. We don't have, right now, as of making this Q&A, a big, interesting angle on the show. And we don't have enough feuds to really keep us interested throughout the whole show. And if people aren't interested throughout the whole show, the ratings are going to go down, I'm afraid. Especially in this time of the year where WWE is relatively not really that interesting.
Not at all.
It is unfortunate. The next question is a good one, though. KCI and UAE B360 asked, what's your guys' opinion on the Hour Iron Man match between The Rock and Triple H? I think it was at Judgment Day 2000. And I know you've just watched that pay-per-view because I lent it to you. I lent the DVD to you. So go ahead, NJ. You've just seen it.
With our DVD collection, obviously there's going to be great matches. That is definitely one of them. We have Dan's favourite wrestler from the Attitude Era versus my favourite wrestler, Triple H. What an awesome match it was. Yes, it was an hour, so they had to try their hardest for both of them to work at it for that long period of time. And I think the match definitely paid off. A match that stands out as one of their best against each other. And then we have the adding storyline from other wrestlers, which made this match even bigger than what it already was.
You mean the Shawn Michaels, a special guest referee, Taker costing The Rock the match, and looks like your boy won that one. But yeah, we won't even go into that one. But it was a very good, from what I know, it was a very good match between the two. And if there was two people in the Attitude Era that could put on an Iron Man main event, it was definitely Rock versus Triple H. Those were two guys that could do it. Jericho 331. Why does Big Show haul out his merchandise, though his current persona is against that same very thing? As far as kayfabe is concerned, it's illogical. At the time of asking, I'm guessing Big Show was in his whole, I'm in an ironclad contract kind of thing. So, yeah, why is he hauling out his merchandise? Why was he hauling out his merchandise, even though he was going against it? Because WWE said, you have to do it, even though it wouldn't make sense kayfabe-wise, I guess.
As much as I agree with that, but also the heels need to make their money somehow. If their merchandise is going to give them the money, even if they don't want to do it kayfabe way, they still have to do it. Buy my shirt! Buy my beanie! Buy my pillowcase! Buy my quilt! All that stuff. They need to do it to get their money. There we are.
Buy my weapon of mass destruction. Ladies, you know exactly what I mean. Also, do you think WWE is working everyone with the reported heat between Lesnar and WWE? Or more specifically, Triple H? I mean, of course it's a work, isn't it? It has to be. There probably is a little bit of legit heat there, with Triple H being in a very high position and Brock Lesnar being the guy he is, but it's all part of the storyline, isn't it?
Well, in one of the recent promos, the keyword was ego. I think they're actually using that to obviously make this match happen. They both have a big ego, which they rightfully should, because they are great wrestlers against each other, but they're going to clash, and obviously they're trying to make you feel there's more to it, which there probably could be, but it's all adding up. It's all adding up.
It's all adding up to a SummerSlam main event, pretty much. 17A Harris. If WWE had a stable roster, do you think they would bring back Saturday Night Main Event? I don't think they will. I'm not sure they would. I mean, they're doing all these live SmackDowns and 3-hour Raws and stuff. They wouldn't bring back Saturday Night Main Event, surely.
Having something special at the weekend, something to look forward to, could be a good thing, but I just think that's come and gone, and now they're just concentrating on what they've got.
Yeah, even as an hour pay-per-view, it really didn't have much feeling to it. But there we go. That's just our opinions on that one. In the old days, those were pretty useful. TY Wash 06. Who do you think TNA should have as their... I'll rephrase that. Who do you think TNA should have as their heavyweight champion once they start going on the road more frequently? I think an easy answer to that right now would be James Storm. But I also think Jeff Hardy would be one of those guys that is kind of like with the casual fans. I'm just saying.
Bully Ray by far, mate. You know what I'm saying? Bully Ray.
Bully Ray would be a great champion.
But yeah, James Storm, yeah.
James Storm for now, and when they go on the road in the future, I think Jeff Hardy will be built to a point where because he does appeal to the casual fans a lot more than, say, a James Storm. So he'll probably be a champion if they start going on the road a little bit more.
Yes, and all that base makeup would help his career go far.
and his hair, and his oh man, that guy, he cracks me up. Also, how would you book Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries, i.e. the right way? Well, TNA booked it like kind of last minute. You would really like just have Samoa Joe saying that I cemented the X Division, I'm more legit than you, I was a better X Division champion. And you'd have Austin Aries saying, I am the new breed, blah, 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 I'm going to the top. It would be the most simplest way of doing it. And Samoa Joe is a heel, obviously.
That's the way I see it. And obviously, with Samoa Joe being the big guy that's been in TNA for a long time, I think he'll be someone that says, if you want to get to the top, you've got to go through me. Yep. I'm your wall at the minute. Face me, improve me. He's already done it, but not in a feud, so they can actually build something out of it. That's how I'll do it. And
Samoa Joe had a very long title run, I believe, was it a year or something? I can't remember. And Austin Aries also had a very long title run before he relinquished that belt to get a shot at the world heavyweight. So could use that in there as well. There are many different ways TNA could have booked that other than the way they did. But there we go. Liver Forever 329. What are your all-time favourite promos? Oh, this is an interesting one. The most recent?
Any with Triple H.
Yeah, and the most recent one being Punk's 2011 shoot promo. That will always be remembered for starting off the summer of Punk. It was a good promo, I must admit. I did kind of mark out for that, even though I wasn't there to watch it live because I was in Tenerife at the time, unfortunately.
Bad time. The thing about Punk is obviously he did the thing that every fan wanted, was someone to rip at the McMahon family and Triple H, and that's what he did, even though it was kayfabe and that. I think some of it came from the heart as well.
Some of it really did, and I think WWE just said, go out there and say this, this, and that, and then we'll work it into a story, which they eventually did and fooled us all, even in the YWC. Jericho's debut promo, I remember being very good against The Rock, and this was in 1999. This is a standout promo, in my opinion, just for a debut.
That's very true, because he came in and went straight after someone as big as The Rock, so obviously it made his name big and noticed in the WWF.
Austin's King of the Ring speech, 316 speech, kind of really cemented that Austin 316 character. I think that would definitely be a standout promo in the WWE's, especially in the Attitude Era.
And that's the thing, because obviously everyone needs that gets their name out there, and Austin becoming in the main event scene, the King of the Ring definitely kicked him off.
Yeah, Austin 316 said, I shall whoop your ass. The Rock concert is another one, and the This Is Your Life segment, which was the highest rated, segment in history, I believe. Those are two very, very good segments involving a very entertaining character in The Rock.
Very true. They both had stood The Rock out for the quality he does in his promos. The other one is when The Rock threw Cena's merchandise into the water. Bye! That was just awesome for me.
The new Rock concert, This Is Your Life stuff. The DX promo, I know you enjoyed that.
Oh yes, and I will not swear at all.
We will not shit. What fuck? What did I say that for? Shit. That was some good stuff.
That was DX, not from what we're getting now. That was the true DX speaking there.
Yeah, it definitely was. Paul Heyman's shoot promo on Vince McMahon was always a sort of memorable one, just because it was pretty much 90% shoot.
And that's very true. Go back to Punk, it's when they speak from the heart about anything, especially when it comes to someone big as Paul Heyman, who's great on the mic. So that was a great promo there.
You know, a lot of people in the YWC will obviously know a lot more about the business and will be more inclined to like these. Casual fans may not have understood what he was talking about, but we do, which is why it stands out for people like us who watch wrestling and know the inside. Brett screwed Brett, Vince McMahon, that whole thing following the Montreal screw job. That was good.
The way he warmed it up, and that went on for many years, remembering that moment of that match, very good moment.
And the phrase "Brett screwed Brett" will be remembered for a long time, won't it? Exactly. And I know one that you were very fond of, retirement speeches.
I know it's sad for us all fans, but the way they speak about their company and their moments and the matches, they have all these famous wrestlers coming in, all that, make it really heartwarming. I'm just going to say, most of those are very nicely done and worth remembering. Yes.
Like Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, two of the ones that kind of stand out for me. Im Anton WS. Do you think The Miz is just a one-hit wonder, or do you think that if booked correctly, he can be put back in the WWE title scene, obviously after filming the Marine 3?
Sure.
Well, I enjoyed his title reign back in 2010 to 2011. I thought that in 2011 he was very consistent in his work and in his mic skills. So, if booked correctly, he could definitely be another guy in the WWE title picture. Even though I think his time has kind of come and gone a little bit, personally.
Even though The Miz obviously was told to take with the WWE, there was a promo he had where he said, I want to be back in the title picture, give me it, call an authority figure before Triple H came in and pedigreed him. The words he spoke there, I do agree with you and him. He should be back in the world title picture, the WWE title picture, because he was a great champion for the year when he was champion.
Yeah, even if it's just a temporary title reign or something, I wouldn't say that.
Yes.
Anything goes show WWE. What match do you think is the most underrated match in WrestleMania history? There are a couple here. One which I think stands out is Taker versus Edge at WrestleMania 24. A very good main event involving two very talented wrestlers, but will always be forgotten because of that great HBK and Flair match.
Now that's the thing, because with these, they faced each other before, like in the Hell in a Cell, it really stands out. But at WrestleMania, where it all counts, these two definitely put on a great match. A match they both need to be remembered for, because they both had a good feud, a good match here, and I'm definitely counting this one.
Yeah, I think Eddie and Ray at WrestleMania 21, even though it opened the card, again, another match which is very underrated, purely because it opened the card.
That's very true, and these two, even though at this time they were going up towards the main event, making a name for themselves more than what they already had, these two put on great feuds, great match, and definitely worth watching.
Yeah, they just worked with each other so much that they just naturally put on pretty good feuds, whether Eddie was the heel or whatever. At the time, they were tag champs, so there we go. Orton and Taker at WrestleMania 21 is another match which I personally think is very underrated. At the time, Orton was an up-and-coming star. Taker, although Taker obviously won, it still kind of stamped Orton as a guy that would be a future tops talent for the WWE.
And that's the thing, when people go up against Taker, it's because the WWE have some faith in them and know there's some direction. And for Orton to have that chance, it is a match that I'm probably going to go back and watch many times and still enjoy it, because they both had a good story building up to it, and it definitely helped Orton's career.
WrestleMania 19 had a gem of a match in the middle of the card. WrestleMania 19 had so much going on that Jericho HBK kind of gets lost in the mix a little bit. That was a great match and a great story.
Very true, two great performers, a match that people still talk about today, but maybe not as much as the WWE. What should have made them spoke about it, because this match, two great matches, two great feuds came from this.
I mean, you had Austin Rock, you had Angle and Brock Lesnar, Triple H versus Booker T. I mean, you had Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan, for God's sake, which is a massive feud. So that just gets lost in the mix big time. And it was a great match as well, a 5-star classic. Brett and Owen at WrestleMania 10, I should say, opening the card. I mean, it was a great opener. I mean, the best WrestleMania opener we've ever had.
Very true. And these two, the fact that there's a connection between them obviously makes this have some story behind it too. And the fact they had a WrestleMania match against each other, it's just very good for that WrestleMania.
And even though Owen won, Brett still walked out of WrestleMania 10 with the belt. So there we go.
And if I had to throw one more in there, it would be Kane and Chavo, because that led to Kane versus Bray. And just, something just worth mentioning there. Underrated. You should go and watch it right now. It won't take you long.
It was under time, I'll give it that. But I think another one I'll add in was Batista and Undertaker at WrestleMania 23. That was another good match.
Undertaker.
Undertaker's generally in a lot of underrated matches when it comes to WrestleMania. I the Cashman. Yeah, I the Cashman. Now you the Cashman. Now I the Cashman. No, you the Cashman. You definitely the Cashman with the cash. With his aristocratic persona, and this question goes very well with your name, by the way. With his aristocratic persona, his mic skills, and his ability to get injured like a certain Mr. Anderson or Mr. Kennedy, do you think Del Rio would be better suited as a general manager instead of an active wrestler? That's an interesting question.
He's definitely got the chance that his wrestling-wise or booking's not really working out, but the problem that's lacking in him is his mic skills, promo skills. The void GM, who's expected to go onto the mic on a regular basis, I don't see it working.
No, his mic skills are very one-dimensional, and if he was going to be on TV all the time making matches and stuff, you need different aspects of your character, and that's something that Del Rio doesn't have. So I'd say, personally for me, no. And that is the last question of our Q&A, unless you want to answer that. We'll answer this one first. AJ Warrior, would you rather fire Heath Slater or Robbie E? You cannot choose both. This is a good way to end the Q&A. Go.
Robbie E.
I would also rather fire Robbie E because he sucks, and at least Heath Slater has a talent to be an annoying jobber.
And that's the thing with Robbie E, he's not really been built up in a strong way that we really know who he is, but at least Heath Slater's had NXT and Nexus and then the core.
And Robbie, if you look out of both two, I know Heath Slater is an annoying jobber, but Robbie E just sucks. He doesn't make anything any good. At least Heath Slater can be the annoying jobber. I'm just saying, and Robbie E just sucks. But there we go. I wish I could choose both because I hate Heath Slater as well, but I can't. But anyway, that's been another Q&A with us, the British Fist, of course. Keep giving us your thoughts on the questions you've answered down in the comment section below. Keep sending us in your questions through the various different means of sending us in questions. I know this Q&A has gone on for quite long, but like we always do at the end, when you watch the end of the video, you get to see NJ do the outro, which is an amazing thing to look at. I get to look at it every video.
Thank you very much, people, and hopefully you're still doing this. Support the British Fist by doing this. And from the two-man rock band, Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, keep smiling, keep watching our videos, and goodbye.